everybody, I am Brittany, and today I'm here to give you some tips and tricks and everything talking about Barbershop 101, okay? Giving you the 411 for the 101 for the hair. So ladies, have you ever wondered, like, what am I doing at a barbershop? What do I need to do at a barbershop? I'm just kind of here to give you some insight of what to expect a little bit, how to go about, what you need to bring along with you. So if you want to know, kind of get caught up in the game a little bit, then continue watching the video. Alright, so the first tip is you want to find the right barber. That is like one of the most important things throughout this whole process. Just how you will find a good beautician, you want to find a good barber. Like just when you get your hair braided, when you're trying to find somebody who can do crochet, when you want to find somebody who can do a wig, you know, you want to find the right person to do your cut, because that's gonna be pretty much the whole icing on the cake for you. So if you have friends that, like guy friends, let's say, you know, you may have some guy friends and you see that they get their hair cut and it looks nice. Ask them for their barber's info. Ask for their, the barber's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Go lurk, go look through their profile and everything and see their work, because that's gonna be a good little gauge to see how your haircut will look in the end. So you wanna make sure that you do that and you find the right barber. Tip number 2, you want to make sure that you find the right reference pictures. Personally, I bring to my barber at least 3 photos, okay? You want to make sure that you have non-blurry photos, you know, clear. You want it as clear as you can get it. You may want to show how you want your sides to look. So that's one picture right there. You may want to show how you want your back. Do you want it tapered? Do you want it faded? Terminology. So you want to make sure you have enough pictures for that. If you're going to get your front, you know, did up and touched up and all that, have a picture for how you want that. If you want a part, you want to bring as many photos that you can so that you and your barber can know that this is the look that I'm going for. And I can't stress this enough. Communication is key, because you want to make sure that what you getting is what you're getting, and it's not one of those pictures where it's like, what I want, what I got, you know? Okay, so you want to make sure that you have reference pictures. And a quick example of that, so I had a friend girl who went to the barbershop to get her hair done for the first time. She wanted an undercut. Now, what she got was a tapered look, but it looked so good on her. But I knew that wasn't what she wanted. But what she was telling me is she showed the guy, I don't think she showed the guy, but she told him what she wanted. And I think the translation got mixed up for some reason. I don't know how. But she ended up getting, like I said, a taper look instead of an undercut. So what he did was faded, I'm probably using this wrong guys, but like faded the back, you know, a taper. A way to kind of fix that, I would suggest maybe going to the barbershop, have your hair already parted in a bun with the hair that you don't want to be touched, and then leave down what you want to be touched and cut, so that you and your barber can kind of have this understanding, like, okay, what I want out of this bun, this is what I want cut. It's very crucial to have reference photos. Now, later on, when you kind of start developing a relationship with your barber, they're kind of going to be able to pick up on your style, what you want to go for. So you can maybe like, hey, I want XYZ, or do your thing. But they'll know that, okay, my thing and what you like will kind of mesh. So until you get to that point, reference photos, reference photos, reference photos, okay? Tip number 3, you want to speak up as much as you can, okay? And this is very crucial. All this stuff is crucial, but this is like very crucial, because this is one of those things where it's like communication is key. You need that. So what I mean by that is, personally, when I get my hair cut, I don't want my front touched at all. I don't want a lineup. Personally, I don't. That's not the look that I go for. But I do specifically say, like, hey, I don't mind my back getting cut or lined. I don't mind sides, cool. My front, no. The front you don't touch. And there are times where I'm also very vocal as far as like, I don't want my top cut, or I want a little bit. And I've actually kind of have a somewhat relationship with this barber that I go to kind of frequently whenever he's available. It's kind of hard to get in touch with him. But when we do, he'll kind of go and give me the mirror like, hey, is this a good length that we want to go with? And he'll kind of gradually go, but he'll ask me, is this what I want? And sometimes you may not have barbers who ask you that, so you kind of have to maybe sometimes get your phone out, or hey, can I look, look in the mirror, check it out first, because once it's gone, it's gone. You have to grow it back, and you're gonna be mad. I've been growing my hair out for. And yeah, you want to be sure that you're pretty much explaining like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Make sure you speak up and be as clear as possible as to what you want your look to come out as, and you want to make sure that you like your cut and you enjoy your cut. So if you don't want to line up, if you want chalk, guys will put chalk in your hair. If you don't want chalk, express that. But there have been times where I've let a guy put chalk in my hair, but when I got home, I just rinsed it out. It wasn't nothing big. But if you specifically don't want that, be like, hey, sorry. So sometimes when they use chalk, it's for their own personal pictures sometimes to kind of give it that crisp. But I don't want that. I just want my design, my cut, and I'm fine. I'm fine. But I've seen people hook up fresh lines and all that. But you really have to state like, hey, I don't want this, or I do want this. You have to be verbal. So the last tip number 4. Once you find a barber, stick with them, okay? It's literally like when you find your beautician, you stick with that beautician, because it's just like one of those things, they kind of know what you want. So you want to be sure that you go to a consistent barber. Now, I do understand that sometimes you may be trying out different barbers, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first got my hair cut, well, I'm not gonna lie, the first barber that cut my hair, I loved it because he was one of my homeboys' barber. So I always loved how their hair looked. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all cut looks nice. And I was like, ah. So I enjoyed how my first haircut looked. When I moved to college, moved away for college, I had to find another barber. So when I was in school, I had some friend guys who would get their hair cut frequently, and they would be trying to find barbers there too because they weren't from the city. So when they found like a good barber to them, I was like, well, hey, can I tag along? So sometimes I would just tag along just to kind of get a feel of the environment and just to kind of see people in the shops work before I like, committed to like, hey, I want to book an appointment, So yeah. So I went to a few guys. The cut was about a 7 or 8. I didn't hate it, but I was like, this is decent. I'm not mad. But there have been some where I've been like, this is it, honey, this is it. But like I said, one barber that I really enjoy going to, he's kind of like, he travels a lot. So it's hard trying to get him in a one location and trying to book a time that works. But he's really good. He kind of knows that when I go there, I'm going for like a cut or something, and like a design, something simple but still kind of somewhat edgy. But he knows pretty much what I like. It is important though, when you find that person, maybe 1 or 2 people, kind of, when one is not available, maybe there's someone that you can fall back on. I think about this just like how my eyebrows, how there is this one lady, bless Tracy, because that's the lady. Tracy comes through with the eyebrows. And I get sad when somebody who is not Tracy and they do a bad job. It's your face. It's one of the first things that people see. So you want to make sure that what you got going on up there looks good. So yeah, that was the last tip. I'm also going to include some little bonus pieces, some nuggets of, that I feel like may be helpful, along with the tips can help you along your haircut journey and other good stuff. Alright, so bonus tip number 1. You want to be able to find that inspiration, that haircut picture that's like, oh, I want this. Like this, I want that. So some places that I go look for haircut ideas would be Instagram, and specifically Instagram hashtags. I may use TWA cuts, TWA styles. I just kind of look through those hashtags and everything. Another place I look is Pinterest. Pinterest has pretty much almost everything, I would say, as far as like hairstyles. I go on there for my color inspo, for the cut inspo. But Instagram and Pinterest pretty much weigh the same thing as far as me trying to find inspo. And like I said, back to tip number 2, you need at least 3 reference photos. Okay, so bonus tip number 2. If you're kind of skeptical about barbershop environment, I would say if you have any friend guys or friend girls who already get their hair cut, tag along with them. But first, I learned this. Sometimes it's good to check with your friend so they can check with the barber to see if that they allow other people to come in, because you know everybody doesn't want everybody in their shop if you're not getting an appointment. So do that, okay? I learned that from my beautician friends, so, and makeup people. There are definitely different barbershop environments, because I've gotten my hair cut at a home, and I've gotten it cut at a shop. So I hope that this video helps you all and gives you a little insight about what to expect when you go to a barbershop and things you need to bring with you, be prepared, and all that good stuff.